And we are back. Black and a Half, episode number 211. Welcome, everybody, to Black and a Half. I'm your host, Silas Lindenstein. Welcome to this, the longest running comedy podcast in Seattle. Probably. A lot of stuff is going on. A lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on. I've got a lot of podcasts. I've got You're Watching a Movie with Silas Lindenstein, where I'm dedicating my reviews to. I have my home buying podcast. You're buying a home with Silas Lindenstein. I got those going on. Those are busy enough. Aside from real estate itself, as you all know, I do that. And it was like the busiest last month in the world. I was trying to get this episode dropped several times and just couldn't get this intro in. But here I am for this episode 211 with comedian Ken Hamlett. Okay. Very excited to drop this episode. I asked him the 7 questions. This again is a 7 questions episode. Ken Hamlett, he's a comedian. I believe he's living in Detroit, Michigan, or Chicago, Illinois. One of the two. I know he abandoned us. I know he was in Seattle and he abandoned us for a better life or something. I don't know. He's a host. He hosts his own show called A Drunk Night Out. He's got an album dropping, a new album. You'll have to check that out. He's shooting a video for it. He has so much going on. It's incredible. He was also an actor in my 48 film project, my first one ever, The Last Piece. You can check that out on blackandhalf.com under our film section. I got that up there. It's airing and you can see it. See that he's also a talented actor, but he's not doing it because why? Because he's doing comedy like a boss, but he's doing comedy. So, appreciate him. It was good to touch base with him. Ask him the Black and a Half world famous 7 questions. And, love to have him back on. I have to talk to him. I'm going to talk to him about a movie. I'm going to bring him on Film Club for You're Watching a Movie with Silas Lindenstein, where I talk to people about their favorite movies. And we kind of do like a book club, but for film. Doing that over there. All my film stuff is over there. That's what I'm getting at you'rewatchingamovie.com. But here we are doing the interviews. That's the new format. We're doing heavy interviews here. There we're talking about books, movies, and book club. Not book club. There we're talking about films. It's been a long day. Still is. How about that? So here we are. Thank you for being a supporter of the show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for going to iTunes and giving a 5-star review. Really appreciate it. If you haven't gotten around to it in the last 10 years, how about you go there now and leave it just as like a, Valentine's present to me or something. Also, I want to thank our Patreon members. If you want to be a supporter of the show, you can go to patreon.com/blackandahhalf. And for as little as $1 a month, you can become a Patreon supporter, or you can up it and be like an Inner Circle member. An Inner Circle member, they pay a little bit more, but you know who they are? Tara Widener, Stephen Ward, Keith Nagel. They're Inner Circle members. But for just $1, you could join the League of Extraordinary Listeners. That's what I'm saying. Just go there and support the show. And otherwise, that's it. That's what I got for you today. I'm just a short intro. Thanks for supporting the show. Thank you for listening to all my podcasts, especially the home buying one who sponsors this. Right off. Episode number 211, 7 questions with Ken Hamlett. Like as usual, Ken Hamlett, thank you for coming on. I'm so glad I have a black guest to tell this quick little story of what happened. Now, you've seen my kids' pictures, right? Mm-hmm. Like online. So I know what I look like. I'm not black. I'm not Ken Hamlett black.
Yeah, you're not.
And my son is white, very white looking. And so we have this little, like at home, like I call him names all the time. Like we play I call him like a potato hey, my little potato, or like,
oh, potato's not bad. I thought you were going to be like, hey, my little whitey.
No, hello, orange, or like, hey, nachos. Like, and he'll say it to me, hello, nacho, hello. And sometimes it's animals, like, hello, rhinoceros, hello, whatever, elephant. We say that to each other. It's just playful. It's fun. It's supposed to be fun, right? I take him to daycare today, or to preschool. I walk. We get to the front. Gonna sign in. One of his friends is signing in. The parents are signing in. This nice little, like, 4-year-old black girl. There's a lot of people who are first time. Their parents are immigrants, whatever here, but like Africa, right? Ethiopians. And he looks at her and goes, "Hello, monkey."
Well, yeah, that's a tough lesson to teach your child.
And I'm like, I've never looked at him and thought he was so white looking until today. I'm like, oh no. So I'm like, I grab him and I'm like, hello, potato. And I took him over, like, so that they know there's a game we play. And so then I signed him in and I left, and I put my house up for sale because I have to leave the state now.
Yeah, you're like, he gets that from his grandma. I don't know.
I don't know how to tell. And I came home because he's been repeating everything we say back to us right away a lot. And I was like, I don't think I said that. But when they climb on me, I've said that. My little monkeys, whatever.
Oh, man.
But it's a lot different when you see the little white kid say it to the black kid.
See a little dark-skinned girl and he's like, hey, monkey. Yeah, I didn't teach him that.
I didn't. And I was like, I came home and told my wife, who was working from home. And I'm like, I don't know. We just have to. I was like, I am not calling them anything anymore. I'm going to call him my Nubian princess from now on. Just so he. Whoa.
That's going to be confusing though too when he calls a little white girl Nubian princess.
Right. So I'm just like, I've lost. I don't know what to do. I was like, man, I already was having these troubles trying to figure out how to explain race to my children later. What people look different, and like, well, this is another level. And I'm just not saying, I'm not calling them anything now. His name is Finn. That's it. No joy, no playfulness.
That is hilarious.
Are your kids, do they look black?
I have a joke about my son looking Puerto Rican because my wife is like light skinned. She's like your skin tone.
Is she? Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's pretty light skinned. And so my son is like the same complexion as her, like pretty much almost exactly the same. And I thought, it would be a mix of the two, more so favoring the darker complexion. Yeah. Boy, was I fooled. Because he came out, he was like really like white. And I was like, oh no, this is
my first daughter, 15 years when she was born, like after a couple months when we took it to like a 2-month checkup, I was like, is she gonna get darker? Like, it looks at me. Oh no. And she's people think she's Latina maybe. Willow definitely looks a little darker, a little Latina maybe. Finn just none. Got none of it. He got my girth, but he got my wife's white pale skin. And my daughter got her like gangly, she's like a stick, but brown. Yeah. And has my face. Like it's so funny.
It's funny, yeah. It works out that way. I honestly was just like, wow, I thought he would like look like me at least or something. Like nothing. I'm like, yeah, he looks like my wife. Like that's there's people say that he looks like me, and I'm like, no, he doesn't.
Yeah. Because I'd heard that. I heard that they're supposed to try to look like you genetically.
So you keep them.
So you stay. No, it's clearly my son. So cool. Hey, so I was looking for people, that had stuff going on in January, and you have a special coming out? Is that right?
The first special will come out in February, like the very beginning of February. But I'm I'm like touring. Like I just started touring it. So this is like the start of like the new tour.
The new tour. So is this special of the new tour, or is this new stuff you're working on? Like,
so the special ended up, so I recorded 2 different nights, and the first night I did the stuff that I wanted to tape for the special. And then the second, and it was like oversold out. It was a great tape, but my brother was not, I guess he wasn't expecting it to be that great. And so he only brought 1 camera with him.
Oh,
yeah. So I was kind of pissed about that.
Yeah.
And so then he was like, yo, that was incredible. And he was like, all right, tomorrow I'll bring all the cameras. And like, then the club Infinity Room in Salem, they also have a camera set up. And so I was like, okay, well, we'll make this work together. And it just was like a half capacity. And so then I was like, I'm not going to run that like stuff again. Like, I just was like, I don't care. Like went into it with a negative attitude. And then I like started the show and I was having the best set.
Yeah.
Like, ever. And I was like, and I was doing my new stuff. So I'm like passionate about it. I love the new stuff.
Yeah. And
so then it just came off like way better. And I was like, my brother even like went and watched it. And he was like, yeah, we're just going to go with that tape. Like, it's aesthetically pleasing. And like the energy was like way better. So I like wasn't nervous because I was pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey.
So it was, yeah.
So what do they call that? I forget the set. Like in Sick, like when you can't win and you just I forget what they call that, but the name of the set that you're like, often people have the set of their life when they can't.
Throwaway set. Yeah. So it was it ended up being really good, and that's the one that's going to be the special. So I'm like, it's still some of the stuff that I wanted to tape, but it's a lot of the new stuff that I'm actually touring right now. So I'm like, all right, well, we'll figure out and we'll write the rest of the half hour I got like 15 minutes of new stuff that I really, really like, and like some other new stuff that I'm working on. But I'm also like trying to write like a specific special again for the end of the year. I think October when I hit like year 10. So
okay,
we're gonna
Is this a lot of stuff? Is this special gonna be free or is it to buy?
Free, yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be on the YouTube. I'm gonna self-release. I'm gonna do the crowd work special in February, and then the actual special in March.
It seems like a lot of people are doing the free release of specials. Well, it's just so funny. I've been growing up, growing as a comic in an area where they're like, you got to get paid. You got to get your money. And then everyone's doing specials for free. I was like, wait, you got mad at me for like featuring for free? Yeah. Like I featured one, or I hosted for free, and you're all mad at me. And now you're all just putting up specials on YouTube. Like what the?
Yeah. It's because now I think that was like the common misconception also was like everybody's like, you have to make your money, you have to show your value or whatever. And now people are like, the value is in putting free content out there, because then you're building a fan base. Like it makes you more searchable, makes you more discoverable. And I mean, you make money on the back end anyways for like the reels and stuff. I'm like monetized on Facebook and stuff, so I'll make all the money on off the posting the reels and stuff. So it'd be worthwhile.
You know, it's funny. I mean, I don't want to tell people I told them so, but I tried to point out to people and they get mad. I was like, dude, I've made more money off these free shows than I get from paid shows.
Dude,
like, because the free ones connected me either to doing a free show, either connected to somebody where I did get money to come in somewhere, or I was selling t-shirts or selling whatever, or I picked up real estate clients. And I'm like, sorry, I make a lot of, I'm doing well. Like y'all need
that's a bigger check than any comedy show.
Yeah. And it's indirect. Maybe it's not off a comedy, but sometimes I'm like, me selling a t-shirt isn't exactly me doing comedy either.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just selling my merch. You sell a t-shirt, I'll sell a house, whatever. Okay.
Like my merch just so happens to be a lot more expensive too.
So that's great. I mean, it's great. It's not great. I don't know. It's a mix of things. Is the reels? I mean, I've heard people saying, because I've heard streaming doesn't make any money, but then I hear YouTube's making money. Like, but is it because of the sheer volume?
Yeah. Like YouTube is the #1 search engine in the world. Like it beats Google. Like more people
really?
are using. Yeah, more people use YouTube for everything.
Well, and they are Google too, so I guess makes sense. They got the algorithm down.
Yeah.
So that's okay. Well, yeah, and I've been a dope not putting up these on YouTube for so long, and now I am getting that done. Yada yada yada. But I can blame it. I recently have kind of learned maybe ADHD, and that has there's videos that talk about the disconnect that you have is that you know what to do, but you won't do it. Like your brain just won't do it, even though I know you're supposed to. And it's amazing how high functioning I am as it is, but I'm really trying to buckle down now and get it. Oh, that's interesting. So how many specials now do you have? These are
going to be the first one.
This will be your first one. Okay.
Yeah. I waited because I'm like old school when it comes to comedy. I like wanted I'm a believer of like specials being special.
Yeah.
And now at this point, I think the material is like really good. Yeah. And
then you were like, fuck it, whatever. Okay. Special enough.
No, I feel like the material was really good and the concept. So my special is going to be different than any other special out there. The first part of it, so I have a podcast called A Drunken Night Out, and the show that I tour is called A Drunken Night Out. And so I'm doing A Drunken Night Out solo.
Okay.
Where I tell my drunken stories up front. So it's storytelling up front. And that whole part is going to be animated, and which is going to be the first episode of my animated series that I'm dropping also.
Oh.
So yeah.
Nice.
So that first whole part is going to be animated, which is also the first episode of the animated series. Then the stand-up is going to be like just regular stand-up special, like video stuff, same regular stand-up. And then I get, normally you would get drunk for the show, but I'm sober now. So I got high for that last part.
Okay.
And then I just riff on whatever the crowd throws me. I just riff on whatever topics. And so it's a whole thing. Like it's crowd work, it's stand-up, and it's like story mixed with animation.
Yeah.
So it's going to be different than anything else that I've seen. So I think it's special in that aspect, and the material is really good. So
it's Drunk Night Out. I mean, does that mean, are we changing it to High Night Out? Is that going to be a format change, or are you like, no, I'm branded already?
Yep, it's branded, man. It's marketing behind it. I'm not changing anything. That was like the toughest part because I was like, man, I feel like I should go back to the old name, but I'm like, nah, I've been doing this for too long now. Like, I'm not changing it. I'll just, I'd let people know like, I don't drink anymore because I was crazy.
So now it's about their drunk night out?
Yeah, so it's the crowd. All of the shows are wild because the crowds get pretty fun and the comics get drunk. So it's fun.
How can we get Lyft to sponsor you or something? Uber, like, dude, hey, drunk night out, but then take a Lyft home, right? Something like that.
Yes. I just not even a sponsorship, but like a code, like a discount code, or like me getting a percentage of however many Lyft rides come from there. Something. I'm like,
when they first started, I was doing so well from referral money for the first time people. It was so beautiful. It's always those. I don't know if they'll come around again. Like, you had to ride the wave of all of those, like Instacart, whenever they were first, coming out. Like, you'd make a lot of money. Like, oh, let me jump on this one now. I'm doing this. I'm driving this. Like, I'm killing it until enough people are using it. And then they're like, yeah, we don't have to pay you as much. And you're like, oh, great. Okay. Next thing.
All right. Let's find the next thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Get you some sponsorship. It's awesome. Any acting? I was your debut director, right?
Yeah, you were. Since then, I have done literally nothing since then. I've done some voiceover stuff since then, but no more acting. I do want to get into some acting. You inspired me to write films, though. So
did I?
Yeah.
That's
immediately
cool.
After that, I started working on some films that I was writing, and now I have like 2 films that are like halfway done. So that's
really cool. Hey, are you in Chicago? Is that right?
I'm in Chicago. Well, I'm in the suburbs now, so no longer in Chicago.
Well, hey, for those of you that don't know, you can check out the short film. I'm blanking on the name now. I directed it and helped write it, but on Yeah, on the final piece. It's called The Final Piece. Yeah. It's on the website blackandahhalf.com. Ken was one of the leads of the film. Check it out. A little short film for the 48-hour film project. There is a 48. Chicago is one of the cities, so if you wanted to do that, if you were around again, you could just get out there, do another one.
I might have to do that.
Rack them up.
I have to do that. Man.
Rack them up. Hey, so here what I do on Black and a Half now, it's part of our new format, is in just doing we do the short, long interviews. I would always end it with these questions, but now even with the short one, sometimes it's going to be just these questions. But it's the Black and a Half world famous 7 questions. It's our way of getting to know you. So here we are, 7 questions. And this is where the title screen would go when I can afford one. Let me bring them up so I can see them. Okay. Number 1. What are you most nerdy about?
Ooh, the people that know me know that I play Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
That is my nerd stuff. Can I curse? That's my nerd shit.
Yeah. So you still play?
I did. So I still have some of my collection. I sold most of it because I wanted to, I got really nerdy about comedy where I was like, if it distracts me from comedy, I'm done with it. And so I got rid of every distractor so I could focus in on comedy, but I still have a little bit of my collection. I bought some of it back from a friend, but yeah, Magic is still my thing.
Isn't that an it's an addictive thing when it could distract you from your comedy, but you can't play with somebody else. You need someone else to play. So
yeah.
Or do you practice? Would you practice on your own or something? Or
no, I would go to card shops.
Okay.
So you go to card shops and play in tournaments. I was really, really I was really into it. I would skip comedy to go play Magic. And they're at the same time about 6-7 o'clock. So
okay.
you're just missing out on Friday nights. I would have to do I would choose between comedy or Magic, especially early on. And Magic won most of the time early on. It wasn't even close.
Well, and you've been with your wife for a long time, right?
Yeah, 10 years married. Yeah.
So you were choosing Magic.
Yeah, we're not gonna bring that up. We're not gonna bring that.
I was like, sometimes I'm like, you know what? I can't stop doing comedy. Realize how much sex I gave up because I would go to an open mic. That's how addictive comedy is, man.
Yeah. And that's how addictive Magic was when I was giving up comedy.
It's horrible. Man, stay off drugs. Stay off Magic.
Stay off the cardboard crack. Cardboard crack. That's what we call it.
Okay. Number 2. What's something that you love to eat?
Ooh, mashed potatoes. Any potatoes really, but mashed potatoes. I could eat mashed potatoes all day long. I'll eat a whole bag, like a 5-pound bag of mashed, just mash those up and eat all of it.
Just straight mashed potatoes, or are they garlic mashed potatoes? What is?
Yeah, they could be garlic mashed potatoes.
Okay.
They could just some salt and some vegan butter, and that I'll just eat that all day long.
Are you vegan?
No dairy. I'm not vegan. My wife is, but I gave up dairy years ago. Yeah.
So what about then no gravy or gravy-free potatoes?
I've never been into gravy. I never
it's funny. I never liked gravy until in high school they started liking the fake gravy they had a little bit, but I would really avoid it all the time until I don't know what it was. It was 7 or 8 years ago. Suddenly I was like, oh, gravy.
You became an old man. That's what happened.
Yeah. That's what happened. Gravy. Oh, I should go get an electric train too, huh? Eat some gravy. Mashed potatoes.
Your pants up over your belly button. That's when you were it's gravy time.
That is the first mashed potatoes answer we've gotten. I like that. Okay, number 3. What's something that you love to drink?
Oh, it used to be alcohol.
Right. Well, it didn't matter what kind. What now? What do you order? What on the special occasion? What would it be?
Squirt. Squirt is what I love squirt. And that's a weird, I didn't start liking that until I hit 30. And that's when that was I don't know why I didn't like squirt at all. And now I love it. I'll just go and get a bottle of Squirt from the bodega all the time for no reason. Like just
very strange. It's what's strange about Squirt. It's because it's a grapefruit soda, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate grapefruit. Hate grapefruit. Love
it's
Squirt.
All right.
Love Squirt. Love Squirt.
It's amazing.
I'm like, I don't know. I can't even talk about it because of how much shit I talk about grapefruit. So I'm like, you know, so I quietly sip on the Squirt because I'm like, I can't.
The grapefruit looking at you like, I thought we were bad, huh?
I've made fun of Brussels sprouts for so long that I can't bring up to my daughter like that. I'm like, well, I mean, I had one the other day. It wasn't that bad. I'm not even telling. She doesn't know. Unless she listens to my podcast, she won't know because I still will stand by it in public. Like, no, they're fucking disgusting. Whatever.
Yeah, nobody will ever know.
No, just the listeners. Yeah. So nobody. Number 4. What kind of music do you love?
Oh, I am R&B and hip hop, but I listen to more R&B. Like the number one like playlist for Pandora for me is like Snow Allegra because it plays like all of the R&B hits that I love. So R&B for sure.
Snow Allegra. So okay. One day when I get licensed rights, or when I'm allowed to, I'm gonna play people's music as their outro. Yeah. Great. Number 5. What do you love to create?
Oh, comedy. Like I love creating a new joke. Like having a new joke, that moment before you tell that new joke the first time, there's nothing that compares to that. Like I've been married. I have a child. I saw the birth of my child, but the birth of a new joke, just that's it.
Does it matter whether it lands or not?
It's been a while since I've like had a real stinker. But
humble brag. I can't even think of a time.
Like I don't.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Are they not supposed to? That's a possibility.
Has it been? Have you? When's the last time you've told? Can you remember like going up and telling a joke you thought was funny, and just like not?
It wasn't. It was a magic joke. And the first few times that I like told it, I don't even tell that part of the joke because it's not like people don't understand it. But I traded we talk about addiction to magic. I traded a vehicle for some magic cards.
Was it an even trade though?
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay. The vehicle's depreciating value. Magic cards appreciate.
Hey, that's a good point. That is a solid point.
I made so much money off of that vehicle. Like the vehicle was valued at like $2,000-$3,000 at the time, and I traded it for like $1,700. Gave him a good deal, and by time I sold off the cards, the entire collection of stuff that I got. And I traded around pieces and stuff like that. The most expensive card I traded was like that I sold out of that collection was like $1,500 by itself, one card. And so I sold like probably like $11,000, $12,000 worth of magic cards when I sold out. Maybe even more than that, to be honest. Probably like 15,000, 16,000.
Yeah. But you didn't. A lot of them you didn't buy at. It wasn't like
not at that cost. You bought
them for a lot lower. Wow.
Yeah, I made a lot of money off of magic. Like by the time I blew it all on alcohol. So it's just
So when you sold
one addiction to the other.
When you sold the car, when you traded the car, do you think was the other person like, man, I just made out like a bandit on this guy?
No, like he's a good friend of mine. Like we're really good friends. He got me into magic, and so it was like mutually.
Is he a good friend then? Is he?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Your dealer gets you.
He gave me my first hit. He's a good friend, man. It's that's awesome. That's good. Okay, number 6. Well, number 6. What's a game you love to play?
Oh yeah, Magic.
Magic.
Sure. I'll choose a different game. I can choose a different one. I play Apex Legends on Xbox. That's like my getaway. I actually broke my Xbox recently, which I think the universe was telling me that I was playing it too much. So
I have Apex. Is that a first person shooter?
Yeah, first person shooter. Yeah.
Are you going after dinosaurs and stuff, or is it?
No,
people?
it's like
Fortnite.
It's like Fortnite and like Call of Duty combined, kind of.
Okay.
It'd be the same type of game.
You play online though? You do online?
Yeah. I'm a real competitive person. Yeah. So like online, playing at card shops.
I like playing online, but I'm always usually bad. Like it gets rough. So I'm like, it's embarrassing. Okay.
I'm pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. Last question. Number 7. In 100 years, when someone reads your biography, what do you want to be remembered for?
Oh, that's a tough one. I would like to say I want to be remembered for like comedy, but most importantly, I think that I want to be remembered for like being a good person. Like I want to like when I was a kid, I always wanted to open up like a homeless shelter. And so that's like I still like have aspirations to do something like that along those lines. I want to be like a good person and leave behind like a legacy for like disadvantaged youth. Like I want to like that's the work that I do from like day jobs most of the time. So I want to do something substantial for people that don't have access to things. That's what I'll be remembered.
Well, too bad Comic Relief isn't around now. Huh? That's the kind of thing that they were doing.
Yeah, they're doing some cool stuff.
What happened? Comedy got selfish. I don't know. That's awesome. I love the idea. I hope this special's the first way to bring you toward that, opening a homeless shelter. And people should really feel bad if they don't watch it and stream it then. Like, hey, this guy has good aspirations. We should support him. And again, what's the name of your pod? It's a podcast too, right?
Yep, podcast. It's on YouTube, everything. It's called A Drunken Night Out.
Drunken Night Out. Ken Hamlett with 2 T's. The Black Hamlet. So check him out. Think it will be, what's the name of the special as well?
Is the special the crowd work special will be called Weed Made Me Do It. It's a crowd work special because I was high when I did the crowd work special, and then the other special is called My Drunken Night Out.
Okay. So we'll look for those first ones dropping in February, early February.
And the other one is dropping March 3rd.
Yeah, and we'll help you. We'll start dropping clips of this that week to help promote you. So let's do it. Okay. So thank you for coming on Black and a Half. It's Black and a Half, but it's a complete podcast. I don't know, Jackie. I don't think that worked. Jackie. Jeez, that was your suggestion. I don't know. Okay.
It's good. I like it.
Black and a Half.